political parties who garnered enough votes to gain seats in the National Assembly will attend Friday's sitting, all but the Umkhonto we Sizwe party.
In light of the MK party's express decision through their legal representatives not to attend the first sittings, Parliament has cancelled all arrangements for accommodation and flights for the party's elected members. This measure is to avoid incurring fruitless and wasteful expenditure.
The MK party told SABC that court action will follow if the letter of demand is not heeded. However, a constitutional law expert says this should have been the party's first move.
The first sitting of Parliament can only not happen if there is a court order to which direct otherwise. So in other words, I'm saying that for a first sitting of Parliament not to happen, there must be a court order which then interdict the first sitting. So at this stage, there is no court order which interdict the first sitting. So the fact that the Umkhonto we Sizwe party is challenging the results of the election does not mean that the first sitting of Parliament cannot happen. Remember, in terms of the Constitution, the first sitting of Parliament must happen within 14 days after the results has been announced. And the results has been announced officially on the 2nd of June 2024. So from that date, we then have 14 days for a first sitting.
There has to be compelling reasons by the MK party to convince a court that the matter has to be heard on an urgent basis. Nivondwe questions why the party has not lodged its application immediately after the results were announced.
Let's analyze the MK party actions. Remember, the results of the elections were announced officially on the 2nd of June 2024. Now we are on the 10th of June. There is no application before court by MK party on an urgent application to interdict the first sitting of Parliament. Is not there. So which means that there is no agency. If there is an allegation of agency, that will be self-created, and that cannot succeed in a court of law. I don't think an agent application will meet the requirements of Rule 6, subsection 12 of the Uniform Court Rules.
A political analyst at the University of South Africa says this is all part of a broader plan by the Umkhonto we Sizwe party to paint their members as victims.
And I think what they are doing now is that they've accumulated a lot of arguments to say that they are actually, that there's a political strategy against them that is being targeted by President Ramaphosa and the ANC, by the IEC, and even by the courts. They are all ganging up against them, and that they are political victims of the situation. And that they can then use as an argument to say, or explanation for their followers to say, but that's the reason why we didn't reach the two-thirds majority point.
Now that the MK party has threatened to boycott the first sitting, what does this mean for its future?
It doesn't mean that they are completely excluded from Parliament or disqualified from Parliament. What they will not be able to do is that they will not be sworn in as members of Parliament with all the others. They will not be able to participate in the election of the President and of the Speaker, and also of the Deputy Speaker. But when they decide that they want to come back to Parliament, join Parliament, they can do so. They have been elected to it. Nothing disqualifies them for that. Then a judge will have to swear them in as members of Parliament, and once they've done that, then they will become part of the community of parliamentarians in the National Assembly.